All right, tonight I'm going to run the last race of the 95 NASCAR SuperTruck Series. So Mike Skinner's in the lead. He has a 149-point lead. He's already won the championship. The only way he could lose it is if he blows up on the pace lap or something and doesn't take the green. In which case, Ruttman could, in theory, win the championship, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, Sprague, Hornaday, then me. I'm in fifth. I'm only 9 points behind Hornaday. I don't remember exactly, but it's something like the first 7 or 8 spots are separated by 5 points. So during the race, if I'm up at the front and I see Hornaday, if I can finish 2 spots ahead of him, then I may beat him by 1 point, depending on how he's running and how I'm running. But I'll just keep that in mind, 9 points. And then Sedgwick is behind me by 46 points. I don't really see him catching me unless I have some kind of problem or something. All right, so this race is at Phoenix. I made a little change to the track reduced it by 0.06 for the AI tire wear left and AI tire wear right. The AI in the truck series are horrible here on long runs, so I reduced that to try and make it a little more even as we get towards the pit stop. All right, so this one is at Phoenix. 124 laps. There were 40 trucks in this race. I'm doing 100% realistic, all boxes checked. And I'm just doing the qualify fast setup. So this track is the Phoenix 97 track by Thunder 98. This track looks incredible, and it's the Phoenix track I always remember because I'm in the Phoenix area, so this is my home track. So when I started going to the races, this is what the track looked like. The only thing was the AI would kind of check up going through the dog leg, which was weird. So I basically just took the Phoenix 97 DAT file and put it in the default Phoenix track that came with the game. So as far as I know, everything is exactly default except for the graphics on the track and that AI tire wear that I just changed. Let's see, the only real trouble spot I think is if I go too fast into the turns, then the truck can get really unstable and spin out. So got to be careful about that. Both in turn 1 and 3, but turn 1 it's a little worse than in turn 3. So I got to make sure I'm slowing down enough before I get into the turn. And then in turn 4, the AI are pretty good in the outer lane. So if I'm side by side with someone, they won't check up. They'll like race me off the corner, which is pretty cool. So I'll have to check my mirror a little bit if I'm racing side by side with someone in that turn. All right, let's go right to qualifying.
Your first time lap.
I'm hoping to qualify around 15th, though I may be back in the 20s somewhere.
One more lap.
Okay, 12th looks good on the first lap.
All right, There's the checkered
Oh
flag.
man, I was 12th after the first lap, and then it went straight to 18th and then 24th. All right, 24th, whatever. That's not too bad. I'm actually starting right behind Bill Sedgwick. Where's Hornaday? Hornaday's starting second. So I'm going to have to pass a lot of trucks to get up to Hornaday. I think this race is probably going to go caution-free. So the plan is that even though it says we can go 93 laps, and I think we could do that, but when there's only one pit stop, I think the AI will kind of cut the race in half to kind of maximize being on fresh tires. So I don't think they're going to go to lap 90 or whatever. I think we'll go to about lap 80, and then people will start pitting. I think the most important thing is if it does go caution-free, from lap like 60 to lap 80 when we pit, that's when my car is going to be the best, and that's when I got to make up the most time. If I can do that, hopefully by the time I pit, I'll be in the top 10. But I'm not sure. We'll see. All right. Let's see real quick. So Kinder's behind me. Good. Sedgwick's in front of me. Sedgwick will be fast. So I shouldn't get like hung up behind him. In front of him is TJ Clark. Then G. Collins. G. Collins could be really slow. He might hold us up a little bit. Toby Butler is on the inside in front of me. Then Walker Evans on the inside of me. And then Churchill on the inside behind me. So I may be able to kind of get in line behind Walker Evans, hopefully in front of Churchill. And then if I get in line, get on the bottom, I might be able to get by Sedgwick and Clark right at the beginning. Jimmy Hensley starting last. I'm not really seeing anyone else that I need to worry about here. And up front, looks pretty typical, except for Collins. He's got a really good starting position here. Same with Hurlburt. I think that's the Bud Light car. All right, whatever. I'm ready to go.
Drivers, start your engines.
Yeah, okay. The number 11 is that Bud Light car. Truck. And that's Hurlburt. As long as I can make it to like lap 7 or 8, I think the rest of the race will be pretty easy unless there's a caution and a restart. Can't get a little hairy on the start here, but it'll be all right. And they do start really slow here, so it makes it easier going into turn 1.
Green flag, green flag. Green, green, green.
All right, I'm going to get in behind Walker Evans. I'd like to get in front of Sedgwick here. All right, there's the
Clear
74
outside.
truck going backwards.
Car outside. Clear outside.
It almost looks like the AI prefer to run in the middle lane in 3 and 4 unless they're passing someone.
Outside. Still there. Clear.
Oh, scraped the wall just a little bit. That shouldn't be any damage. No, okay.
Car outside. Clear outside. Still there. Still there. Clear outside.
All right, good clean start, except for brushing the wall off turn 4 there. But I'm gonna have a lot of ground to make up. If Mike Skinner's in the lead, he's going to come around pretty quick. Let's see, no, Ruttman's in the lead. Okay, so Hornaday's not in the lead. That's good.
Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear. Outside. Still there. Clear.
If the leaders can keep Hornaday from leading a lap, and I can lead a lap during pit stops, then I'd only have to finish right behind him. In like the top 10 somewhere. And I think I would tie or beat him by 1 point. And I would win the tiebreaker because I have more wins.
Car outside. Still there. Clear.
I knew Cedric was going to do that. Man, people are not having any luck trying to pass Glanville here.
Outside. Clear outside. Outside. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Clear. Outside. Still there. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Outside. Clear outside. Outside. Still there. Clear outside. Car outside. Clear outside.
Alright, hopefully I can pull away from those guys a little bit. Looks like Sedgwick got stuck behind the 51 and Glanville. Yeah, Sedgwick is all hung up behind those lap cars. So I pulled out a 1.5 second lead on him. About.
Still there. Clear.
Alright, Hornaday's still not in the lead. Looks like he was 5th, 4th.
Clear. Car outside. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside.
I don't like it when I clear them right going into the corner, because they try and come down and get into the I almost hit the wall again. They try and come down and get in the racing line, and sometimes they can come down on my right rear quarter panel. That's happened twice now. I don't remember the first person to do it, but on that last pass he got pretty close.
Outside.
Going
Clear
into 3.
outside.
Because they're a little faster getting into 3 at least. Alright, caught some lap cars here.
Car outside. Still there. Still there. Clear outside. Car outside. Clear outside.
Steve Portgay's hood looks just like Mike Skinner's hood in the mirror. Thought that was Mike Skinner already for a second.
Car outside. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Outside. Still there. Still there. Clear outside. Clear outside. Car outside.
All right, I'm up to 10th.
Car outside. Still there.
Making progress. Give me room. Thank
Still
you.
there. Clear.
Let's see where I'm at now. Yeah, see, I'm almost about to go a lap down. Joe Ruttman trying to win a championship, but I think he's already lost it since Mike Skinner took the green flag. How far up to Hornaday? Like 13 seconds. Oh, okay, someone's blowing up. Looks like Mike Bliss blew up. That's a free spot.
Outside. Still there.
And it looks like Butch Miller got some damage. He might have gotten rear-ended in that.
Car outside. Clear outside.
Jimmy Hensley in that 30 truck, he was a lot faster in real life, but I don't think he started enough races. And so with this ratings formula, he's one of the back markers.
Outside. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Still there. Still there. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside.
All right, assuming Hornaday hasn't led a lap, and I don't think he has, then if I lead one lap and finish in 6th,
Outside.
1 spot behind him, I'll beat him in the points by 1 point. Pretty sure.
Outside.
And I think that looks pretty doable.
Clear outside. Car outside. Clear.
I just need to pit last to lead a lap. And then finish 1 spot behind him.
Car outside. Clear. Car outside. Still there. Still there. Clear outside.
He's from Arizona.
Outside. Clear. Outside. There are the cross flags. We're halfway home.
All right, halfway.
Clear. Outside. Clear. Outside. Clear outside.
All right, I think people are going to start pitting here within the next 10 laps. So I think this is my opportunity to make up as much time as I possibly can.
Outside. Clear.
I am catching legacy. You know what? I think my math is wrong. This was the problem with the point system back then. If I finish behind Hornaday, then he'll be 14 points ahead of me. If I get 5 bonus points, then I'll be back to 9 points. If I finish 1 spot ahead of him, then I'll have 5 spots or 5 points for finishing ahead of him, which would put me only 4 behind, and then the 5 bonus points for leading a lap would put me 1 point ahead. So I got to finish 1 spot in front of Hornaday. Right? Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's the scenario. I got to finish 1 spot ahead of Hornaday and lead a lap without him leading any laps. That is a lot tougher.
Still there. Clear. Car outside. Clear outside. Car outside. Clear.
See, I'm catching legacy really quickly. It's at the end of the run, the AI they just don't run very well here. I'm gonna have to change the track any file a little bit more. Okay, I think I heard some trucks on pit road. I thought I heard trucks on pit road.
Outside. Clear outside. Outside. Clear. Outside. Clear.
J.K. Clark in the 23 from Arizona. This makes me a little nervous being side by side in 3 and 4 if
Car outside.
trucks are going to try and pit.
Still there.
But, okay, there's Toby Butler on pit road.
The leader's pitting now.
All right, I think Legacy is going to pit here. Yep, he's going in. Okay, I led a lap. Now I need to pit.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds.
All right, where's my pit stall? Here we go.
The yellow flag is out. Let's go. Race back to the line. Go, go, go! Yes, we nailed that stop. Great work, guys. Limit 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. Okay, you're clear of pit lane.
All right, I'm not sure how this is all gonna work out.
Okay, we're under caution. Catch up to the end of the pacing line. Stay behind the 81 car.
Okay,
Stay behind the 81 car.
I'm staying behind the 81. Boy, I don't really want to start in front of Mike Skinner here.
Pit road is now open.
Okay. All right. So it was 9 points. Hornaday hasn't led a lap, I don't think. I led a lap. So now I just have to finish one spot ahead of him to gain an extra 5 points on him, and I'll beat him by 1 point in the final point standings. So I'm just racing Hornaday here. I got to get in front of him. I mean, the tires look good. It's clear, it's warm. But Mike Skinner is going to be fast, so I'm going to have to like get out of his way basically. Or else he'll put me on the outside 3 wide, and I don't want to be in that position. I wish I could just like swap spots with them. Either like tell him, hey, be really patient with me, or just go get in front of me. And it looks like Mike Chase hadn't pit yet, so he's on the lead lap. I kind of want to pit again just to make sure I have the freshest tires. But I don't know. Do I want to restart 8th? I want to pit again. No, okay, I'm not going to pit.
Going green next time by. Okay, we're on the lead lap. Stay on the outside line. Stay behind the 16 car on the outside line.
Couldn't decide. Being indecisive here. Alright, so the 74 is on the inside. That's good. Hopefully he'll be really slow and I can get around him on the outside and then let Skinner get by me. Because I don't want Skinner riding my bumper and putting me 3 wide on the outside. That'll be a mess. And I'll get a pretty good jump on the restart because they restart real slow here. Alright, I'm going to sandbag it a little bit. Try and get Skinner back there a little ways. Give myself some room. Because he's going to be really fast. And I just want to race Hornaday here. So I'm going to sandbag it and try and get by the 74 going into turn 1.
Get ready now.
On the outside.
Green.
All right, that's the plan.
The pace car's in. Green, green, green.
Oh, God, they're so slow.
Car inside.
All right, that's not going to work.
Still there.
You bastard. I was just about to get on his outside. And now I'm stuck behind him.
Clear. Car outside. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Outside.
All right, Mike
Car
Skinner's
outside.
jumping in the middle.
Still there.
He's still in the middle.
You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Car outside.
Tires are still coming up to temperature.
Still there. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. You're on the bottom. 3 wide. Outside. Still there. Still there. Clear. Outside. Still there. Still there.
A little loose getting into that corner.
Clear.
All right, how many laps do I got? Okay, I got 30 laps here. And it looks like I might be just a little bit faster than Hornaday. Bob Straight is harassing him. Just let Bob harass him for a little bit. I don't like Butch Miller trying to get on my outside though. Bob. If you're not going to pass him, you got to get out the way.
Outside. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear outside.
Oh, a little slidey. All right.
Clear.
Okay. All right, I got in front of Hornaday. Even if this is one of the spots that's only 4-point difference, then we'll be tied. And I'll win the tiebreaker by having more wins. Because he hasn't won a race, and I think I've won one at Martinsville, I think. All right, I'm double checking my math. Okay, I was 9 points behind him. I don't think Hornaday led a lap, though he could have at the very beginning. He started second, so there's a possibility he might have led a lap or two, but I don't think so. I imagine he fell back from second. So if he was up in front of me by 9 points, and he hasn't led a lap, I've now led a lap, so that's 5 points off. So now I'm only behind 4, and I'm 1 spot ahead of him, which is worth either 4 or 5 points. I forget where the cutoff is. I probably should have looked at that. So if it's 5 points from 6th to 7th, then I'll beat him by 1 point. If it's 4 points from 6th to 7th, then we'll tie, and I'll win the tiebreaker. Oh, a little high there. See, that's Skinner in front of me, and then Legacy is in front of him. At the end of that first run, I was catching Legacy pretty quick. And at the beginning of this run, he's pulling away from me. So the AI are definitely a little better at the beginning of the run, but a lot worse at the end of the run. All right, where's Hornaday? Okay, I've pulled up 2 seconds about on Hornaday. At this point, I just got to finish in front of him. Kind of thinking about letting Bob straight go because I don't like him being in my mirror like that. Especially going into the corners. He was trying to make a move on me off turn 2 that time. But I'm a lot faster down the straightaway.
there. Clear. Outside. Clear outside.
All right, 10 laps to go. All right, 5 to go.
Just 5 more to go.
Boy, Hornaday's pretty slow. He might have been one of the first trucks to pit and be on a little older tires. All right, 2 to go.
Outside. Still there. Clear.
White flag.
White flag. One more lap to go. Outside. Clear outside.
All right, that's it.
There's the checkered flag.
All right, so I
Great job,
finished
buddy.
6th. Hornaday finished 7th. I think that's enough that I should pass him in the championship points by either 1 point or tied and by the tiebreaker.
Keep it under 45. Keep it under 3,500 in seconds. The race is over. Come on in.
Oops. All right. Export. This was 14. Phoenix. Save. 14. Phoenix. All right, let's see a couple of replays here. Number 1, what happened to Butch Miller? Or you know what? I think he got damage in that when that guy blew up. I forget who blew up, but somebody blew up. Yeah, and he had damage, and so I think when he pit, they just ripped the tailgate off. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Let's see if I can figure out what that wreck was. All right, there the caution is out. I can't see the flag. Okay, there it's green. Okay, the caution came out while I was pitting. Okay, these two guys, PJ and Skinner. Okay, Skinner's coming off pit road, or PJ's coming off pit road. Skinner is passing Glanville. And then Skinner tries to go in the middle right here and just hits PJ. All right, I got to look out for that when I run the cup race here. Coming off pit road, they can get a little congested going into 3. Okay, no real harm, no foul. Doesn't look like Skinner even got any damage. Let's see. Then this restart was a little scary. Yeah, I tried to sandbag it a little bit. Mike Skinner is. Yeah, let's see if there's a better view. Mike Skinner is right on my bumper. Here I'm trying to get past the 74, and then he pulls in the outside line. And then I'm stuck in the outside lane with Skinner right behind me. That's a pretty awkward position to be in, but thankfully there was a little gap. So yeah, I get down behind Lagacy, and then right here, Skinner just bull rushing his way through the middle. So then I'm in a 3 wide position on the bottom, and I kind of let off to let him go. That low angle shot, this low angle shot's really cool, and that's how it looked back in like, back then they had a camera right there that would show them go like that through the dog leg, but it's not very good for seeing a lot of context. Yeah, so I'm okay. So I knew I was 3 wide on the bottom, and so I'm getting all up over the curbing there, trying to give Skinner as much room as possible. And then I kind of fell in behind him. See, what really would have been dangerous there is if Jeff Bodine went up to try and plug this hole, then I'd still be 3 wide on the bottom. Only with Jeff Bodine. And it looked like Jeff Bodine wanted to jump under me there and put me 3 wide in the middle. Let's see that from Jeff Bodine's perspective. Now I'm curious. Let's see what he saw. Yeah, there's Skinner bull rushing his way through the middle. I'm all over the curb. See, and then I'm slow getting into the corner, especially on cold tires, and it was looking like he was going to try and get under me at the going into 3 and coming off 4 right there. Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking right there. I knew Skinner was gonna just come try and fly by me somehow. So thankfully I had an eye on him in the mirror. But then, being in this position, all I needed to do was catch Hornaday and pass him. And so I should be in front of him either by 1 point or by tying and winning the tiebreaker. All right, I exported. Yep. I saved. Yep. Okay. Joe Ruttman wins it. Okay, let's see here. Exports 95. Okay, put Phoenix in there. Oh, okay, let's see. Trucks, Phoenix, results, import 95 trucks, race results, Phoenix, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, I led 2 laps. Hornaday did not lead a lap. Yeah, so I beat him by 9 points. All right, save. Close. Now export. $95 points. Okay. Right. All right, let's see here. The final point standings. What? We're tied. Okay. I think this is an error with this points calculator because me and Hornaday tied. And so the next tiebreaker is wins. I have more wins than Hornaday by 1. So I should be 4th. Hornaday should be 5th. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I mean, I had a really good time running the season and stuff, so I don't care if I'm 4th or 5th, but yeah, I should be in front of him. I don't know how the program like determines breaking those tiebreakers, but back in the day it went by points and then number of wins. And then if you were still tied, it would go by second place finishes, third place, second place finishes, whoever had the most. And then if you were still tied with the same number of second place finishes, it would go to third place finishes and on down. So if we're tied on points, it would go to wins. And I have 1 win and Hornaday has 0. So really, I finished 4th. Hornaday finished 5th. and I finished 287 points behind Mike Skinner. Joe Ruttman gained a couple of points in that last race, but it didn't really matter. Sprague finished third. Me fourth. Hornaday fifth. Sedgwick sixth. And I actually gained points on Sedgwick. And then Butch Miller, Rick Corelli, Mike Bliss, Bob Strait, Sammy Swindell, Scott Lagacy, Toby Butler, Portengay, Walker Evans, PJ Jones, Bob Keselowski, who I think is Brad Keselowski's uncle, but I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if Bob is his uncle or his dad. I'm pretty sure it's his uncle. Resendez, Joe Nemechek's brother, Kerry Teague, John Kinder, TJ Clark, Jerry Glanville. Jerry Glanville finished last of the the trucks that started every race. No surprise there. Nah, I like Jerry Glanville. He's cool, I guess. All right, so now if I click on my name, then I can see all my finishes. Oh yeah, let me move my face. Yeah. All right, so I finished 5th at Phoenix, 17th at Mesa Marin. That's when I got the black flag for passing under the yellow, and it cost me a stop and go penalty under green. And I have not made that mistake since, just because of this race here. I finished 8th at Portland, 2nd at Evergreen, 5th at I-70, 4th at Bristol, 11th at Milwaukee, 16th at IRP when I had a run-in with Glanville, 10th at Richmond, 1st at Martinsville, 5th at North Wilkesboro, 12th at Sears Point, 6th at Mesa Marin, and 6th at Phoenix. Average qualifying spot of 20th and average finish of 8th. Not bad, and it looks like I led the most laps at Martinsville. Yeah, I didn't lead a whole lot of laps in this season. The races are so short, especially at the beginning. Phoenix was only 80 laps this first race. So it was really just a matter of trying to get to the front or get as far forward as possible. There's not enough laps to really like give you a chance to race once you get up there. All right, good finish. Fifth. Oh, what about laps completed? Okay, Mike Skinner completed every lap we ran. So he completed 1,994 laps. I completed 1,988. So looks like I was second in total laps completed. And I only led 41 throughout the course of the season, which was only 2% of the laps. All right, let's take a look at the real race trucks. Yeah, so this season they actually ran 20 races. I only did 14. Just because of some like missing tracks, like Tucson Raceway Park. I don't know of any Tucson Raceway Park track, unfortunately. And I didn't do a whole lot of testing with like Saugus or Louisville, Colorado, Topeka, Flemington. Those were the 6 tracks I skipped. All right, so the last race, of course, Mike Skinner won it. He led 89 of 124 laps. And then Ernie Irvan finished second. And this was a pretty cool a story of the race because Ernie Irvan was kind of in the midst of making his comeback. And so after his huge injury in 94, and he ran really well here. Finished second. I mean, Mike Skinner is dominant, so I mean that's the best you could probably hope for in a truck race in 95, unless Skinner had problems. Jeff Bodine in third, Ted Musgrave. Ted Musgrave was in that 61. That truck, they had a few different drivers in it throughout the year. Ron Hornaday in fifth, Jack Sprague, Dave Marcus. Dave Marcus was in the 31, the other Childress truck. I don't know if that was Skinner's backup. It could have been Skinner's backup truck, and so since Skinner already had the championship, and once he made the race, it's like give Marcus the opportunity or something, just to like test it or whatever. Ruttman, David Green, Bill Sedgwick, Rick Corelli, Mike Bliss, Scott Lagacy, Resendez, Wallace, Chase. Mike Chase was doing really well in the Winston West Series back then. There's Johnny Benson. He ran a few truck races in that 18 truck. AJ Foyt. This was his first truck series start. So that was the story of this race. They were joking that he was a rookie at like age 60. John Nemechek, Toby Butler. There's Bob Keselowski again. Portengay. Schrader was in it. Carlos Serrano is also from Arizona. And then Kenji Momoda. They said in the broadcast that he was the first Japanese NASCAR driver. I don't know if that's for like every NASCAR series. I mean, I have to think that there had to have been somebody who raced at some point in NASCAR. But they were saying he was the first, so maybe he really was the first Japanese driver in NASCAR. Joe Bessie, Sammy Swindell, and T.J. Clark. And Kevin Harvick, this was his second attempt at racing in the Truck Series. He made the race at Mesa Marin the week before, or a couple weeks before, or whatever. And then he attempted to qualify for this race, but didn't make it. Yeah, big accident in turn 4. And eventually, Mike Skinner won by 126 points. What was the final? Yeah, 119. 119 between Skinner and Ruttman. 126 between Skinner and Ruttman. Of course, they ran 20 races. I only ran 14. So the total points are a little different. There was also some very minor difference in bonus points in the Truck Series and Busch Series, but that's getting super technical. All right. Well, if anyone ever watches this race or checks out any of these truck races from this season, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching. I had a great time running this series. I'll probably end up running a truck series again at some point. But I had a lot of fun with it. So that's it for this season.